Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. My name is Bill Rossitto. I am a financial advisor with Alliant Retirement Investment Services here at Alliant Credit Union. Managing your lifestyle is all about making smart choices. Each lifestyle decision you make, from your choice to the home you live in, the car you drive, how you spend your leisure time, impacts your overall financial situation. We're going to look at today how smart strategies can really enhance your lifestyle while potentially freeing up assets for long-term investing. Our team here at Alliant Retirement Investment Services focused on helping you understand the ins and outs of investing, saving for retirement, and so much more. Essentially what we do is we take care of anything that's your long-term money. Long-term money is really 18 months and beyond. Why 18 months? Because once you go beyond 18 months, you're starting to compete with the long-term effects of money. Inflation. Inflation is the rate at which prices go up. Gas, food, housing, which we've gotten a crash course on how that can really affect you in the last few years or so. So what I'd also like you to do is take a look at our website, ARIS, ARIS.Alliant at AlliantCreditUnion.com to see our list of weekly webinars, our podcasts, Invest Savvy, our blog. There are a ton of other financial resources out there as well. As we approach lifestyle choices, I'm going to hearken you back to high school or college psychology and take a look at Maslow's famous hierarchy of needs diagram. In his landmark 1943 study, Maslow placed lifestyle choices on an ascending scale of importance from basic needs to peak performances that provide emotional satisfaction. Approaching our lifestyle choices in this way can help us separate our needs from our wants. After the basic needs of food and water comes the category of shelter. Now, our home represents one of our basic needs. However, the type of home we choose can also fill other needs higher up on the pyramid, one of them such as self-actualization. So if you own a home, making good choices with your mortgage is absolutely critical. One of the first considerations is whether or not to take out a 15 or a 30-year mortgage. Now, a 15-year mortgage is structured to pay off your loan quicker, but the payments are going to be a lot higher. Now, the good side of that is, well, a 15-year mortgage also means you're going to pay a lot less in interest over the life of the loan. So if you can afford the payments, the higher payments, it may be worth considering. However, you also want to take a look at that, something called opportunity cost, which I'm going to get to a little bit. You may also have the choice between a fixed and a variable interest rate loan. If you select a fixed rate mortgage, you're going to lock in a specific interest rate for the life of the loan. And you know what you're going to have. You're not going to have to worry about it. It's going to be the same amount every month. However, if you select a variable rate mortgage, the interest rate may fluctuate based on the rising rates of interest here and there. So as the interest adjusts higher or lower, well, your monthly payment may change. Which mortgage approach makes the most sense for you? Well, the answer will largely depend on your individual situation. Some people want to pay off their loans aggressively, so a 15-year mortgage may make the most sense. Some people prefer to lock in on a mortgage payment, so a fixed rate loan is the more appropriate approach. Our firm suggests that you consider understanding the pros and cons of all mortgage loans as you evaluate your different choices. So talk to one of us. We can help you run different scenarios on it. Okay, so just for fun, let's take a look at a hypothetical $100 million dream home. Now, how much would a home like this really cost to own? Well, we're going to use this extreme example to illustrate the real cost of home ownership. So Let's start with the mortgage. Let's say that you put 20% down on a $100 million home. Well, so you got $20 million, laying around for the down payment. So that means that your mortgage is going to be for $80 million. Okay. With a hypothetical 6.75% interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage, the payments would be a mere $518,879 per month, or $6.2 million a year. Now, I get it. It's roughly 83 times the national household median income. But this would result in about $107 million of interest over the duration of the mortgage. So if we estimate another hypothetical 1.25% of the purchase of the price of the house for taxes and 1% for insurance and upkeep, we can estimate this house is going to cost more than $8.4 million per year to own and maintain. Now, a $500,000 monthly mortgage payment and $6.2 million annual cost, I get it, they're outrageous. But the principle remains the same. Every asset has an opportunity cost. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. Opportunity cost is what the money may have earned elsewhere. Now, a home is not only a significant asset, but it also represents a significant part of our lifestyle. Where and how we live is meaningful on many different levels. Our homes represent who we are, so the decision of how much home we want or need may vary with each situation. And this is not strictly a financial decision. However, obviously the financial component of this decision should be considered carefully. For example, the cost of maintaining a large home may be put towards activities that better fit your desired lifestyle, such as travel or hobbies. Others may find a large home meets their needs. So let's follow a couple through the lifestyle choice of home ownership. In this case study, we're going to take a look at Ron and Cindy. They own a $800,000 home. So, okay, this is a little bit more realistic. They're both turning 55. And since their children are no longer living at home, they decided to downsize their home. Since their equity in their home is $500,000, they decided to pay cash for a new home. No more mortgage payments. Fantastic. Okay, well, here's one of the keys to their decision. They've decided to invest the extra $300,000, which they anticipate may earn a hypothetical 6% rate of return. In addition, each month, Ron and Cindy intend to invest the money that they have, that they save on their mortgage payment, just under $2,000 a month, in the same investment, taking advantage of dollar cost averaging. So if the investment has a hypothetical 6% annual rate of return, well then after 20 years, their balance could be expected to grow to over $3 million. So obviously, now we're talking smaller numbers, but that's still not chump change. Keep in mind that dollar cost averaging does not protect against losses in a declining market or guarantee profits in a rising market. Now, I have to put my disclaimer hat on for this part. Dollar cost averaging is a process of investing a fixed amount of money in an investment vehicle at regular intervals, usually monthly, for an extended period of time, regardless of price. So investors should evaluate their financial ability to continue making purchases through periods of declining and rising prices. These hypothetical investment results are for illustrative purposes only and should not be deemed a representation of past or future results. Actual results will vary. This does not represent any specific product or service. Now get used to that because this is a recorded session, so I'm going to have to repeat this every time that I give an example, so bear with me on it. Here are some guidelines for smart homeownership. First, find the best mortgage structure for you. Consider your tax bracket, your income sources, and your time horizon. Structure the payment schedule that works best for you. And second, reassess your home regularly to ensure that it continues to meet your needs. Finally, consider right-sizing your home if you find that the costs outweigh the satisfaction. Okay, next we're going to go sailing, shall we? The next category of consideration is in lifestyle choices is luxury items and leisure activities. In other words, what you buy and what you do. The line between necessity and luxury has shifted over the years. We tend to categorize many things as necessities that our parents would never have, well, one, our parents never even heard of, or just decided to live without. The list of necessities and luxuries may be different for each person. But it's important to remember that each luxury item we buy or luxury activity we pursue has two costs. The actual cost in dollars, and remember this, the opportunity cost, what that money might have earned elsewhere. Now let's examine one item many people dream of owning, a luxury car. All right, well, since we're aiming high, let's go to Italy and buy a Ferrari. A Ferrari Roma has 612 horsepower. Let's say it costs $247,000 and change. But keep in mind, that's not the entire story. If we estimate the cost of taxes, insurance, and maintenance, keeping that Ferrari on the road may cost another $40,000 a year. Now, okay, let's dial it back a little bit and go up to Germany and get a new Porsche 911, which, unfortunately only has 390 horsepower. Still going to get you where you want to go fast. But let's say the Porsche, you're going to, that only costs $117,000 with a smaller price tag. Well, that Porsche may only, and I say only in quotes, only cost an estimated $20,000 a year in taxes, insurance, and maintenance. So, you're looking at about, half. So let's say we would put the difference in the purchase price, $130,000 and change, into an investment with a hypothetical 6% annual rate of return. Okay, well, in addition, we invested the $20,000 in maintenance saved every year into the same account. After 5 years, the hypothetical account would be expected to grow to $287,000 total. Now, luxury items such as sports cars, your dream cars, may be an important part of your lifestyle. As with any other decision, however, that luxury sports car or sailboat has an opportunity cost. What the money might have earned elsewhere. Now, here goes my disclaimer again. These hypothetical investment results are for illustrative purposes only and should not be deemed as a representation of past or future results. Actual investment results will vary, and this does not represent any specific product or service. Okay, now we can move on. Okay, so let's revisit our case study with Ron and Cindy. Ron and Cindy are a lot like me in that it's just the financial advisor in me. I have a really hard time spending a lot of money on a depreciating asset. So they're coming down to earth a little bit, even a little bit more. Still going luxury, but they've decided to purchase a BMW and are evaluating whether to purchase a 7 Series at the cost of $98,000 a year or a 5 Series at the cost of $59,000 a year. Now, after running the numbers and talking to their financial advisor, they opted for the 5 Series. The difference between the purchase price was $39,000. So Ron and Cindy decided to place the $39,000 into an investment that they anticipate earning that hypothetical 6% rate of return. In addition, for the first 5 years, they have decided to invest the money that they would have otherwise spent on additional taxes, fuel, and insurance on the more expensive car into the same investment. So if the investment has, again, that hypothetical 6% annual rate of return, well, after 5 years, their balance could be expected to grow to $108,562, enough to buy another 5 Series. Actually, for both of them, frankly. So Ron and Cindy understood the opportunity cost of the 7 Series. Now, here goes that disclaimer again. These hypothetical investment results are for illustrative purposes only and should not be deemed as a representation of past or future results. Actual results will vary. This does not represent any specific product or service. I told you you're going to get tired of me saying it, but it's a recorded session, so I have to. Well, we all know the term that all work and no play makes life very boring. So you have to have some leisure activities to add some meaning and variety to your lifestyle. So a lot of consumers are rethinking their leisure options, however, especially in the last few years, with like Airbnb and Vrbo and things like that becoming available. So instead of the luxury hotel at a resort, well, many are choosing different options like renting a privately owned home or condo. So another option is, rather than owning a second home, some prefer to opt for shared ownership. The money that's saved by making smart leisure decisions can then be invested as well. So let's take a final look at our case study couple here, Ron and Cindy. Okay, so Cindy and Ron take a 2-week vacation every year. Traditionally, they've stayed at expensive hotels and just figured that the money spent enhanced their lifestyle. Well, now, Cindy and Ron are getting all frugal and have decided to rethink their leisure options as well. So, to get the same experience at a lower cost. Now, they're replacing that $400 a night hotel with a condo rented from a private owner for a savings of $200 a night. That amounts to savings of $2,800 a year. Now, staying in the condo may also allow them to prepare a few of their own meals, cutting the food expenditures. Watching for deals on flights and using miles can potentially reduce the cost of airline tickets as well. So when you combine it all, less expensive meals, airline tickets are expected to save an additional $2,000 a year. So the difference in vacation costs is $4,800 a year. Cindy and Ron have decided to put that $4,800 a year into an investment which they anticipate to earn that hypothetical 6% rate of return. Well, if Ron and Cindy make the same decisions for 20 years, the anticipated savings of $4,800 a year deposited each year into the same investment, the account would be expected to have a balance of $187,165 at the end of 20 years. Now, what are they going to do with all this money? Well, one thing they're going to do is they're going to listen to this disclaimer again. These hypothetical investment results are for illustrative purposes only and should not be deemed as a representation of past or future results. Actual investment results will vary, and this is not a representation of any specific product or service. At the end of this, you're all going to repeat this disclaimer back to me as a test. See how well you were listening. Just kidding. So let's take a look at the cumulative effect of Cindy and Ron's smart lifestyle decisions they've just made. By downsizing their home and investing their mortgage savings, they could potentially accumulate $3,068,870 over the next 20 years, give or take. By driving a less expensive version of their dream cars and investing the difference, they could accumulate a potential $108,000 in change over the next 5 years. Finally, by making smart vacation choices, they might save $4,800 per year, which could potentially accumulate to a little over 187,000 over 20 years. In total, these new decisions, just by tweaking a few things, they will have accumulated over a grand total of $3,364,598. So, smart decisions can certainly add up over time. So our case study couple, Ron and Cindy, have pursued ideas that have the potential to save them money year after year. While reviewing investment choices, they've also learned how asset allocation works. Asset allocation is an approach for managing investment risk by diversifying a portfolio among major asset classes, such as stocks, bonds, and cash equivalents. So, obviously, stocks, bonds, and cash alternatives have different levels of risk and potential return. So over a period of time, one asset class may increase in value while another may fall in value. Both asset allocation and diversification are approaches to help manage investment risk. However, of course, they're not going to guarantee against investment loss, but they help you manage it. They help you manage the risk. A now classic landmark study showed that up to 91.5% of performance of the average portfolio is determined by how the assets within the portfolio are allocated between different investment classes. Only 8.5% has to do with the specific securities that are chosen. So with that comes from a article, Determinants in Portfolio Performance, an update in the Financial Analyst Journal in 1991 from Brinson, Singer, and Biebauer. So dig into that if you want to get some good reading. But basically what it's saying is that asset allocation is going to do a heck of a lot more to the performance than the individual stocks you pick in those individual asset classes. So it's pretty powerful. Effectively managing your lifestyle can lead to an increase in resources as you grow older, while still allowing you to enjoy some of those resources now. And you also have the satisfaction of knowing that you're also a smart lifestyle manager. So here are some of the questions that arise in different stages of life that you want to consider. So I know we went over a bunch of them, but you may be a couple with a growing family and wonder, will it make more sense to choose a 15 or a 30-year mortgage? Maybe you're approaching retirement or in retirement and you say, hey, you know what? Does it make sense to downsize our house now? Now that the kids are grown. Maybe you're a single woman with a small business who wants to know, what lifestyle changes can I make to set aside more money for retirement? Maybe you're liking to do research online and ask, what's the best way to invest the money that I'm now, by making these wiser decisions that I'm freeing up now? These answers and concerns will vary from obviously each individual situation and can all be addressed with a review. That is where we come in. We here at Alliant Retirement Investment Services specialize in helping people just like you assess their investing strategies as they continue to work to pursue their goals. If and when you're ready to take a fresh look at how you're investing for retirement or frankly any other goal, whether it be college savings, buying that dream home or luxury car, take advantage of our free complimentary consultation and schedule a review today. And once again, here are resources that can help you create your financial plan. So take a look at our website and certainly take advantage of one of the best benefits that frankly not enough people take advantage of, which is doing a financial plan. Hey, I appreciate your attention and participation today, and hope that you will take advantage of the information and resources that I provided for you today, and feel free to call me. If any questions at all, we're certainly here to help you. So with that, questions, anyone?